Hey guys, welcome to Caligula Octoteam Go. I'm Caligula Octocat, and today we are back with yet another countdown top 5s. And today we're going to count the top 5 unnecessary reboots. And this list does range from, okay, why did you do that? There was no point, to, oh my lord, you must be so embarrassed right now. So without further ado, let's get this list on the roll. If that's how you would say that, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to do a list now. Number 5 on our list is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is on his second reboot now, the third Spider-Man, and we're talking about a specific Spider-Man reboot, and that is the new Spider-Man for Civil War. It's not like Batman vs. Superman where they couldn't use Christian Bale because he was no longer Batman, but instead they totally disregarded Andrew Garfield because I guess they wanted the Spider-Man they were using for Captain America Civil War to still be in high school or something like that for whatever reason. I guess it makes sense, which is why it isn't so like near number 1 on this list, but they really didn't need to reboot Spider-Man again. I mean, really, people are going to get sick of reboots, but people aren't sick of Marvel's stuff completely by now, so I guess they're going to be okay with this. Next up is Star Wars Battlefront. EA! This was a totally unnecessary reboot. They could have done Battlefront 3, but they wanted to totally overhaul the series, make it totally online, and it's not even that good of a game. The gameplay isn't good enough for these really long matches to last. It gets kind of boring. There's not enough offline for there to even be offline modes. If you're going to make an offline portion of a game, you should at least include stuff offline to play for it to stay interesting that way, because not everyone has internet, you know, and some people used to play Star Wars Battlefront as a kid, and now they've totally changed it, which I guess if you thought this was gonna be just like that, then I don't know what to say to you, because you're probably pretty sad right now and naive. It was a big disappointment, and they really didn't need to reboot the series. They really shouldn't have, especially not with EA, because, you know, they should have learned by now, because EA, monsters, money, people, rawr, 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 ultimate power. Yeah, that's EA. Now, number 3 is a one that upset a lot of people, which is the reboot of Devil May Cry, which was honestly also totally unnecessary because, says, quote, the developer, designer, whatever, Dante wasn't cool enough. How was Dante not cool enough? He's a silver-haired, half-demon, half-human with an awesome sword that hacks down demons. Now he's Adam Lambert who hacks down demons. How is that cooler? And he still makes snide remarks, so there's really no point. There's not enough character variation for him to even need to be a reboot at all. And it's stupid because all they did was make him half demon, half angel, which is a little bit cooler, I guess, but it doesn't have the same feel. It does have good gameplay, but it's too easy for a lot of people, and I thought it was an alright game. I don't hate this game at all, but the series didn't need to be rebooted. In my opinion, they should have just done Devil May Cry 5, like a lot of people would have preferred, but nope, Dante wasn't cool enough, so that goes to show you, developers aren't always right. And in this spot we have the newest Fantastic Four movie, which I'm assuming they made to counteract the travesty, a lot of people considered it, of the first Fantastic Four movie they did that a lot of people didn't like, which it did not do at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure it got even worse rated or as bad as the first one they did, which is a lot like number 1 on this list, hint. And I don't know why they decided to do this if they weren't 100% sure they were going to do it right, which is why it's number 2 on this list. And it's amazing how they can try so hard to make something so much better and then totally fall flat on their face. And that's why I said this ranges to you must be so embarrassed for yourself right now, because this is one of those cases where they've got to be embarrassed. I'm not sure how many people like this movie, but I know a lot of people disliked it. I know the critics disliked it. It may be like Batman vs. Superman, that kind of thing. Haven't exactly checked out all the different opinions on it or anything like that. But I know it could be like Batman vs. Superman, where critics and fans could kind of be disputing there, but wow, they really botched this one. Originally on this list, I may have put all like Yu-Gi-Oh reboots on here, since there are like 4 or 5. I don't even know. There's Zexal, there's Yu-Gi-Oh 5. There are too many Yu-Gi-Oh reboots, if you want to call them that. But instead, what I put on here was much like number 2, which is the new Hitman movie, Hitman Agent 47, which I know for a fact got a worse score on Rotten Tomatoes than the original one. And just like Fantastic Four, they tried to fix it, and obviously it did not work. And I pretty much said everything about this that I needed to about this that I said about Fantastic Four. So there's pretty much nothing more to say here other than they totally failed with this movie, apparently. I know a lot of people, met people who like this movie, which I can understand, but it didn't get the critics' appraisal, so I guess it wasn't really good in their eyes. So yeah, that's why it's number 1 on this list of unnecessary reboots. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Caligula Octocat. Stay tuned next time. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Caligula Media. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next time.